Hello, this is Mary Lou Foster. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I live in Northeast Texas, and I'm coming to you today with another card that uses the Sophisticated Sled bundle. This bundle is an online exclusive, so it won't be in a catalog. It's online. When I finish, I will post the link with the list of supplies that I've used, so that if you're interested in getting this bundle for yourself, you'll have the catalog item numbers to use. If you hear meowing, my cat hears me. She thinks I'm talking to her because I'm talking. So maybe she'll calm down here in a minute. This is a fun fold card. I called it a center fold card. It may have another name, but I try to keep things simple. It uses a stamped sled image that has been die cut out with the dies. There's a beautiful wreath that also is die cut. So we've got the solid part, and then I have die cut already two of the branches that I'm going to use to kind of beef up my wreath. And see that little red bird? That little red bird is a stamp in the stamp set, and you almost miss it. It's a little bitty thing. Of course, these are not shown at 100% of their size. It's right there. And then there's a die to cut that little red bird out. I thought that just added a cute touch. We have red birds that nest very close to our house, so I see them often. And I think there's kind of an old wives' tale that when you see a red bird, it's a loved one come to visit you. And I always think of my daddy when I see the red bird, because he loved birds and he shared that love of birds with me, and therefore I love birds. So it looks like my basic beige is maybe not cut exactly correctly. At least the one that I picked up to use for my class. It should meet right here in the middle, and as you can see, there's a bit of a gap. They're supposed to be scored at 2 1/8. That one's not quite at the 1/8. Neither is that one, so that would account for the gap. But I think it's going to be fine. I have some others, so let me try another one just out of curiosity. That is the thing about when you're doing different fun folds, you do have to be fairly accurate in your scoring. That one's a little better. We'll go with it. I will also post the cutting instructions. The Iconic Celebrations paper is also an online exclusive. These cards, my inspiration was Rhonda Wade. She just makes the cutest things. I look at them and I go, now why didn't I think of that? Everybody has their gifts and graces, and that's hers. And she is more than happy to share and to let me share. So, are you making Christmas cards? Are you coming along okay? Do you need more help? I will hopefully be posting a little more often. I know I've kind of been absent for a while. We went on a cruise. Oh, that's a whole story. It involved avoiding Hurricane Milton. I also make welding caps for welders on the side, and it never fails. When I get one order, I get a bunch of orders, and they're custom. So I don't keep a lot in stock. So when I get an order, I have to jump in, cut them out, start sewing. And I have been sewing my fingers off. And I laugh and I say that my cap making pays for my card making habit. I have embossed this layer with this lovely Timber 3D embossing folder. This is one of those dynamic. It's thick and heavy, and as you can see, it's bigger. It's probably 6 by 6 inch square. So I was able to lay 2 pieces side by side because I have several cards to finish in order to emboss this layer, and it just adds a detail. The sled is kind of a wood grain. It's stamped in Memento Black on a piece of pecan pie cardstock, and then just die cut. So you have that wood texture going on, which kind of makes it look like a door behind your wreath. But you could always just lean the sled up at your front door and hang a wreath from it. Now remember, when you're doing a fun fold, you do not want to put this adhesive on both sides if you want that card to open. So I'm going to run it for sure down this side. And then I'm going to put my other along the edge here. I'm not going to do the whole length of it. I'm just going to let it kind of catch itself. And then just kind of center. And the good thing about it, the piece of plaid paper is a good guide for a straight line. Didn't get it really straight over here on the right side, but I'm just going to have to leave it like that. And this is just applied flat because I'm going to use dimensionals on my wreath to give it some pop and dimension, because you know wreaths are not flat. They're not symmetrical. Well, some people are better than others at making them. And just going to center this kind of on our card, more up and down. And now let's see how we're going to fix our... I did the die cutting already because you didn't need to see me. And then you can just kind of figure out. I'm going to use this narrow tape runner that is contraband. In other words, it is not a Stampin' Up! Product, but it saves my life. You could use liquid glue. I just don't like getting my fingers sticky with glue. Stick that on. And just kind of see where you would like to stick this one on. And if you want to stick down these ends, you could. Let me get a little adhesive going on underneath there. Like that. Could use glue dots, but it's a very small area. I'm afraid the glue dots would cause more trouble than they are worth. I need my little piece of red. You know what? I don't have one there. Here's my... Wonder if I did not put cherry cobbler. You know what? I think I put a piece in the box for everybody to share because it was so little. We maybe already used it. How about if I pull a piece out? Hold one moment while I go get a piece of cherry cobbler cardstock. Well, I don't know where my cherry cobbler package of cardstock is, so let's do real red. And let's get the bird and some black. Wrong side, dummy. It's okay if I call myself a dummy. Do you do that sometimes? You know what? While I'm stamping, I'm going to stamp 5 birds because I've got 5 cards. And that stamping is done. Put that over there. We'll die cut that in a minute because I want to go ahead and stamp my good tidings. And it's stamped in old olive. I think that's the color. That's what I'm going to do on this card. And if I decide it's not dark enough, it really may be Mossy Meadow. But I'm pretty sure they're all going to coordinate just fine. All right, I'm going to cut that off. Get out that little bird die. And die cut a bird to put on our wreath. So get that all lined up. And go to the die cutting machine. I'm using my mini die cutting machine, which I keep here beside my crafting table. And I'm not pulling it up in front of you because it shakes the table really bad when you're cranking on it. And I'm pretty sure you know how to die cut. If not, please let me know and I will be happy to do a video. You noticed I used a piece of washi tape to hold that little die in place because that is a small die. All right, so we've got that. We have our wreath. And I'm going to put it on dimensionals. I have a whole new sheet. Let's get some. I'm going to use 4 because they will offset each other. Pull backing papers off. And adhere that on. That's going to go on the bottom. Let's use a glue dot that won't stay where I want it. So I will hold it down. Stuck my finger on it. There's a bird right there. I think this won't stay folded because I need to burnish the folds. That's better. Put some dimensionals on the back of our sentiment banner. I didn't intend to put 3, but number 3 stuck to my finger, so I'll just stick you on. Good tidings of great joy shall be to all people. For to you is born this day in the city of David a Savior who is Christ the Lord. That's what Christmas is all about. All right, so I cut 2 pieces of the linen thread. And I'm tying what amounts to a double bow. But it's way easier to put them together and tie them at the same time instead of trying to tie 2 and then put them together. Like that probably wouldn't work very well. All right, let's use another glue dot. And if you'll put the knot of your bow on the glue dot, it serves 2 purposes. It will stick your bow on, but it also will keep your bow from untying. Ha ha! And here's how I cut my tails the same. I just pull them up like this, kind of hold them together, and trim off. So the inside of my card, may your holiday season be filled with warmth and cheerful celebration. That comes out of the Greetings of the Season set of stamps. And these are in the mini catalog. They are not online exclusives. So when you go looking, you can just search for Greetings of the Season dies. And I cut my inside a little smaller. And I think I'm maybe going to do that. So let's stamp that. I got the cherry cobbler, but I think I better use the real red since that's what I did my red bird in. Gotta find my cardstock. I'm sure it's in there. You know, where you're in a hurry sometimes. Now, I kind of have to move this around on the pad because reds, for some reason, for me anyway, right in the very middle, they don't always stay inky. I mean, when I'm doing Christmas card classes, we are using a lot of supplies. Let's do that. And let's add a strip of the Coordinating Designer Series paper across the bottom. And I'm going to show you a little trick. Yep, it's way too long. Stick it on there, turn it over, and use your scissors and the edge of the cardstock to cut it the right width. How easy is that? Now remember, you can decorate the inside of the card as much as you decorate the outside of the card. It's up to you. And I may go back and add pretty paper along the edges. But isn't that pretty? And I'm going to embellish this with these pecan pie and clear ribboned adhesive back dots. And I think today I'm going to use the clear ones. I haven't used any of them, as you can see. They are all still here. So let's put one here. And I think I'm going to put several on my wreath. But I'm going to use all of these small ones. And put one here. And I want to use a larger one. Oh, I already did a bigger one. Duh. And let's put this one here. And this one out here. Look how pretty that is. So like I said, I will post the cutting instructions for this. I did a little bit of Wink of Stella on that red bird. I think you can see it. A little extra. So that's all I had for you today. Just this one Sophisticated Sled card. Place an order in my online store. And that is shop with me at maryloufoster.stampingup.net. If you need a catalog, please just email me and I will be happy to send it out to you. So, Sophisticated Sled Bundle. There you go. That's all for today. See you next time. Bye.